Thank you, everybody, for coming to watch our Issue 6 launch. Thanks for everybody joining us on YouTube, either right now or after the event. Right off the top, we also want to say thank you to Real Toads Poetry Society for hosting us tonight. Real Toads Poetry Society is a nonprofit organization that seeks to increase literary involvement and education in Mojave County. For more about what programs they offer and what they're up to, you can find them on Facebook and Instagram at Real Toads. And if you've joined us on YouTube, there is a link in the description. Our mission with Ovis has been similar to Real Toads with literature in the county. We started this journal nearly 4 years ago to showcase the work that people involved with Mojave Community College create, whether they be students, faculty members, or members of the MCC staff. And across now 6 issues, we have featured more than 100 different works of art and literature from more than 70 individual writers and artists. And we're really happy to bring some new ones on board for issue 6. We do have work from returning contributors, Amber Cole, Pamela Peters, and Sterling Silverman, but we have new work from Larry Edson, Bailey Gonzalez, Kayla Gustafson, Esther Hammond, Rochelle Mabry, Mandy Price, Aaron Roper, Bryce Sandberg, and Kyron Soriano. And a couple of these contributors will be introduced later to read for us. Lastly, a big thank you to our editing team. Students, faculty, and staff members alike have had to cope with a lot of changes in their routines in the last couple of months. And I want to say a sincere thank you to our editors for helping us get this issue out the door on time. Our editors for the issue 6 masthead were John Hansen, Dr. Trevor Holland, Joe Ketchum, Dr. John Kitts, Dr. Jennifer Woolston, Sterling Silverman, Amber Cole, Rochelle Mabry, Aaron Roper, Amber Tacey, and me. I'm going to hand it over now to Dr. Trevor Holland, who will introduce our first reader. And if you'll give me just a moment to bring you up. You're good.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. Kyron Soriano, better known to his friends as Kai, worked as a math tutor at the Kingman campus and will be graduating with a degree in mathematics this semester. To further his education, he hopes to complete a degree in physics. He served as an officer for the Kingman Student Activities Council, as well as his Phi Theta Kappa chapter and region. He enjoys watching DC Comics productions and stand-up comedy. This is a piece of nonfiction.
Hi everyone, my name is Kai. I'm from the Kingman campus. So this essay that I wrote, before I read my essay, I just want to say a few things about it. First, this essay was originally a submission for my English 138 class. It's creative writing. I'm taking it with Peter Roth this semester. I wrote it about a TV show or TV series that has made a huge impact on my life. It's called Arrow. It's one of those TV series that will change, sorry, this is too dramatic, but that will change my life, that changed my life, honestly. And fun fact about it, it's the first, and so far, the only TV series that, where I waited every week for the episode to air online instead of binge watching it on Netflix. And by doing that, I realized that it's actually a lot more meaningful to watch it that way instead of binge watching it, because you feel the development of the characters even more. So without further ado, I'm going to read my essay now. So it's entitled Someone Else, Something Else. The friction between the rough ground and the soles of my flip-flops heats up my body as I move forward with every step, speeding my way to our house after school. Usually I walk home wearing black leather shoes that match my school uniform, but as today is Thursday, I need to walk faster. I need to use my slippers instead. If I walk at this pace wearing my leather shoes, I might separate the soles from the uppers. Leather shoes also drag my feet, like rolling boulders that grow heavier with each step. I walk as fast as I can wearing my slippers, feeling electrified by the heat of the million suns, paving through the sunburned pathway as the straps of my jostling book bag bite into my shoulders. While I usually stroll this pathway with a friend, on Thursdays I'm not patient enough to walk. I'm not patient enough to walk at his leisured pace. So on Thursdays, he walks by himself. No reason for pity. He understands and is surely used to it by now. And anyway, we have 5 days of school per week, and I only leave him behind this one. Soon after, I'm finally home, finally in my room. I keep my school uniform on since there's no time to waste. Sweat drips from my shiny hair, pulls through the pores of my chest and back, sopping both my inner shirt and school uniform, dampening my slacks. So goes walking so far and fast under the blazing sun when the weather is hot and humid. My legs burn sore under the dissipating rush of adrenaline, and I feel a slight buzz as I catch my breath. It's Thursday. I'm in my room. The moment has finally come around. Arrow. Thursday from 16 o'clock to 19 o'clock, 4 to 7 p.m., are reserved for the new episode of Arrow. While an average episode only for 42 minutes, I'm on my laptop for 3 hours straight. Alongside watching the new episode, I complete the experience with some tasty bread from the bakery nearby, a nice tea that I just freshly blended, and the pirated video with accompanied subtitled file acquired from not so legal sites. With no one else to share the house for the next 3 hours, speakers will be cranked up 100% and no one will be bothered. So why 3 hours to watch a 42-minute episode? Many things justified my need for that time frame. I rewound or paused a scene often, and for two reasons. One, I really loved some of the lines, and hearing them again fed a few shots of dopamine to my brain. And two, as shameful as it is to admit, my English skills were not good at all. I often needed to pause, read, and internalize again and again before understanding what the characters' words meant. Which is why I grew up streaming from home instead of going to cinemas. In my room, I can rewind, pause, and change the speed of the film however I see fit. The characters will throw in deep words that I won't understand, prompting me to always pause and Google search those foreign words. Terms like vendetta and crucible never made sense even in context. Not until I searched out their definitions. I typed all those intricate words on a notepad in a file named Arrow Vocabulary that I continually studied, then updated every week when another episode aired. Next to that file lay a document dedicated to all the quotes from the show that inspired me. I named it Arrow Quotes. In the mornings, I would take a shower using a bucket, or as we call it, timba, and its partner, tabo, a dipper, to lather water over my body. With muted action music playing in my head and imaginary criminals engaging in a fight against me, I would often say common catchphrases used by the main character, doing my best attempt at emulating his tone, accent, and brooding facial expression. I shouted, "You have failed this city," as I drew back my bow. There was always a reason why I always had to wake up early every morning. I wanted to look and sound exactly like Oliver Queen. Without performing my impression of Oliver Queen in the shower, mornings would not be the same for me. This same Thursday after school routine went on for some years while I was still living in the Philippines. My Thursday afternoon ritual was habitual, solitary, but very enjoyable. A small respite through the eyes of my 14-year-old self. Each week, an episode, every memory eternal. And here I am 6 years later. I'm now a college student living in the United States and working on his physics degree. I enjoy telling stories and writing various pieces on the side. I feel a need to share my stories, inspired by the storytellers who taught me. I also live here with my family. When my mom accepted a job here, my family all decided to move to a small town in Arizona named Kingman. People are often surprised whenever they learn that English was not my first language. They usually find out that I am not from a small town in Arizona due to a lot of humor and slang I fail to understand. Maybe I will understand more of it soon. Maybe I won't. Time works in a funny way. Looking back, I was blind to see that the lessons can be found right in front of my screen. Why Arrow? The reason Arrow made such a huge impact on me was that he's a weapon that was not created in an instant. He was never gifted with any powers. Instead, he needed consistent and intense training. He managed his own personal vendetta. He had to start from being the famous billionaire playboy before becoming worthy of being called a hero. In the first season, he always said he would pursue saving his city alone, and that saving it requires him to be a killer. But before the series ended, he saved the whole. Before the series ended, he saved the whole multiverse, and not only by himself, but alongside companions who he trusts to have his back in crucial moments. I was living a similar life where I believed having friends would only delay me in my goals. You know, but now that I am in my second year of college, not only did I not only did I learn that friends play an important role in my life, but I also made friends who I know will have my back as I have theirs. Oliver's story was a constant reminder that any character can grow and change over the course of time if he or she possesses the dedication for change. Every introduction of an episode, he would always say that he must be someone else. He must be something else, and it's true. He's now someone else. He's now something else. Arrow was not only my best English teacher, but was also one of the best teachers I had who taught me how to live and view life. Now, for the entirety of my teenage years, I lived alone in my room. I taught myself how to speak English in my room. I learned how to type fast in my room. I would open my laptop, sit on my bed, and because I finished all my homeworks at the time, I would download an episode of Arrow and start watching in my room. I would sit, watch, and type in my room for so long that my legs would feel tingling jolts of electricity and my back would feel pain. One day I will feel comfortable enough in my skills to tell my perfect story with a nonfiction version of Arrow, mirroring the character development of someone I will always admire. That maybe in the future we'll have an autobiographical television adaptation acted out by someone else. How will I ever tell that story? I have no idea. But my future feels certain. It will be done in my room. Lucky for me, I still have my own room and all the time in my life to tell my own story. Arrow premiered back in October 2012 and concluded recently on January 28th, 2020. 8 amazing years in the making that left me with endless stories, lessons, and truths. Arrow spent 8 amazing years in the high heats of a crucible to finish its story. It sparked various superhero shows that are currently working on their own stories. Now it's my turn to begin one. We are now both someone else, but unlike him, I'm still working on becoming something else. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kai. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I'm going to let Dr. Holland introduce the next piece again. I just wanted to say that as much as I'm involved with producing Ovis from the backside, I tell our other editors all the time that the first time I see most of the work in the journal is when we put it online. And that was the first time I heard that piece performed, and I was really, really impressed with it. So thank you so much, Kai.
Erin Roper is the librarian at MCC Neal campus in Kingman. She wrote her first short story, an R.L. Stine knockoff, in 5th grade and has been writing since. This is her play, No Special Cookies, by Erin Roper, a 10-minute drama. Characters: Wife, 30-something woman in shorts and a tank top. No shoes. Husband, a 30-something man in shorts and a polo shirt. Flip-flops. The setting, just outside the exterior person door of a garage in suburban Nevada. Night. The exterior light above the door is on. There are objects scattered near the door. A basketball, a bike with training wheels, a large rolling trash can, a tangled garden hose. Husband walks outside through the door, followed by wife, who shuts the door behind her. Husband has a long barbecue lighter, a small glass pipe, a metal grinder, and a small round container.
Pull that trash can over here
Why?
so I have somewhere to work.
Why didn't you fill it in the house?
We're already out here. Would you just get the trash can, please?
Wife drags the trash can to just beside the door.
Ugh, it smells.
Yeah, I found a half-used carton of buttermilk in the back of the fridge the other day. Had to get rid of it.
We have a garbage disposal.
Husband sets the supplies on top of the trash can lid and begins to open containers and place pinches of marijuana into the grinder.
I poured it down the garbage disposal. Still had to get rid of the carton.
We could have kept it in the fridge until garbage day.
Do you want to do this or not?
Ugh, yeah? These cramps are killing me.
Okay, then stop with the trash can.
Okay,
All right.
okay, all right.
Husband finishes prepping the pipe.
All set.
What do I do?
Husband places pipe in wife's left hand and adjusts her fingers.
Now put your finger over this hole here. Now put it in your mouth. When I light it, you have to suck in and keep sucking until the ember goes out.
Okay.
Husband lights barbecue lighter and brings the flame towards the pipe. Wife pulls mouth away from the pipe.
Why are you putting the flame so close to my face?
What do you mean? I'm trying to light it.
The fire is like right there in my face. You never told me the fire would be so close to my face.
Yeah, well, I kind of thought it would be obvious.
How would I know that? You know I've never done this before. So do the people at the store. They should at least know to tell beginners. They're professionals. They didn't say a word about how you have to be practically burning the eyebrows right off of your face.
I don't think it's usually an issue for people. Also, you're being kind of dramatic.
You know how I feel about fire.
Wife shoves pipe back into husband's hand.
You do it and then give it to me.
It doesn't work that way. It'll go out.
What about puff, puff, pass? I thought that was a thing.
Doesn't work with this little bitty pipe.
Just try it, please.
Husband takes a hit from the pipe and passes it quickly to wife.
See? It went out. It's not glowing anymore. You can't do it that way. You gotta light it while you're sucking in.
Fine. Let me try to light it myself.
Wife takes lighter from husband and tries to light pipe, but pulls away before it is lit.
I can't do it.
It's not a big deal. You're not going to burn yourself.
I can feel the fire on my thumb. I can feel it. You try to light it again.
Husband takes the lighter, activates it, and moves it towards the pipe. Wife pulls away.
You're angling the flame right towards my face.
I didn't mean to. We should have gotten those cookies.
I thought you were worried about the kids getting into them.
We can always make more. Oh God, babe, I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
It's fine.
No, it's not fine. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking.
What's new?
Come on. How is that fair? That's not fair.
Sorry. I know you didn't mean it. I just feel like shit.
Wife places pipe back in mouth, and husband moves the flame towards the pipe again. Wife pulls away and gives aggravated sigh.
Why are you using that big lighter?
It doesn't matter. A smaller lighter wouldn't help.
Wife reluctantly puts pipe back into her mouth, and husband lights it.
Okay, now suck in. No, all the way in. No, you have to suck it in, deep into your lungs.
I did.
No, you didn't. It was only in your mouth.
I felt it in my lungs.
No, you.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. I saw you. You have to inhale it like a cigarette, not keep it in your mouth like a cigar.
I think I know what I felt in my own lungs.
You're impossible.
Why do I feel this way?
I don't know. Placebo effect?
No, like, why do I feel sad?
Why wouldn't you feel sad?
Well, shouldn't I feel relieved? I didn't want 3.
You didn't?
No. Morning sickness, fat ankles, labor, 0 sleep, the crying, the shitting. Honestly, how do we get through all of that once, let alone twice? I'd have to try to get all our stuff back from my sister. Or, we'd probably have to just buy new stuff. And think about the long run. With 3, we'd have to get a new minivan or get a minivan, even a dining set.
We wouldn't have to get a minivan. We could get an SUV.
Same difference. Why, did you want 3?
I don't know. I know it's been a long time since we had to deal with dirty diapers and whatever, but think about it. Seeing Mikey get to be a big brother,
Mikey would hate that.
your sister's kids would have another little cousin to play with at the holidays.
One more to clothe, feed, send to daycare.
I guess I thought it'd be kind of cool. I don't think about all that other stuff like you do. Come on.
Husband activates lighter. End scene.
That's the end of our program. I know it's short, but I do appreciate everyone for coming out and attending virtually for our issue 6 launch party. We are accepting submissions, of course, starting already on issue 7. So you can always submit your work at ovis.mojave.edu. Jonathan, do you have anything you want to add before we close the session?
Thank you again to Real Toads. And like Aaron said, thank you to everybody. We really appreciate your joining us. This video will be on YouTube for people to catch up on later if they'd like to rewatch it. And of course, ovis.mojave.edu is where you'll find issue 6 and everything else there. There's lots of great photography, other artwork, more writing, and 5 previous issues for you to check out. So lots of stuff to look at on Ovis. Thank you again.